Hi there, and welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and happy Thanksgiving. If you are in the United States, but even if you're not, happy Thanksgiving anyway. It is a day in which we stop and think about what we're grateful for. So I think that that's something that you can do no matter where you are, and hopefully you will join us in doing that today. So, JJ, we just finished doing a turkey trot, which isn't what happens when you eat too much turkey and then you get, the runs. No, it is an actual sporting event that we participated in. I use this term sporting event loosely, but yes, it is an event that happened this morning, and we just got back from it literally 7 minutes ago. So we slid in, but she's you'll see her on the chat, but she will not be with us on screen today, as she is doing her cool down, as one should as a professional committed athlete. So good. So I see a couple of people became members just now. Mayo 8434 and who else? Burning Tuna DC. Tuna Mayo. Sounds like it could be the beginning of a very nice lunch together. So you'll be joining us next Wednesday when we do our member stuff. So yes, JJ did a run. Lucretia's surprised at JJ. JJ is an incredible athlete. Incredible, I know. Despite her elegant appearance, she is a major athlete. And despite my appearance, I'm not. So there you go. Yes, in Portland there's a tofurkey trot. That sounds very Portland. Here in Phoenix, we go chasing after turkeys in live. Where did the numbers come from after our names? That's a good question. I don't know where those numbers came from. Maybe they are part of, I don't know. They're new to me. I'm just noticing them too for the first time, that everybody has numbers now after their names. It sounds like another Google invention. So, yeah. As Kate says, it's a YouTube thing. So, all right, good. So here's what I want to do today. And I want you to start thinking about it now, and then we'll get into it in a minute or two. But what we've done, we've been doing this for 6 years now, Draw With Me. 5 years, coming up on 6. And for at least 3 of the years, we weren't here last year, but certainly it began in 2020. On Thanksgiving, we make a page in our sketchbooks about what we're grateful for. What happened this year that you're grateful for? It could be anything. And so we kind of devote a page to that. And we just do drawings of the things and write about them. Little tiny drawings, quick drawings. So you might want to start just writing down a list as I talk about what are you grateful for. My list so far has about 20 things on it. So, yeah. So start jotting down some thoughts. What else? And while you're doing that, let me just tell you about Black Friday. So Black Friday is tomorrow. It is the holiday in which traditionally businesses give discounts, and so we, Sketchbook School, are no different. But what's different about what we're doing this year is we are planning next year to do 6 different workshops. I'm planning to do 6 different workshops. I'm going to be teaching 6 different things. Every other month I'm going to be teaching a workshop. And we are not releasing what exactly the workshops are, but they will be on Saturdays, and they will be at 9 a.m. Pacific. They'll last for about 3 hours. They'll all be online. And you can just join us on Zoom. It'll be really nice, and each one of them is going to be different. And we're having a special sale, so you can sign up for, if you buy 2 of these workshops in advance, the 3rd one will be free, and you can pick which of the 6 you want to go to as we announce them. There's a little bit more description of that if you go to school.tiny.us/workshops. You'll also find this URL in the description below. And it's just a way of kind of planning out next year and saying, you know what, I'm going to do at least 3 of these little workshops, and I'm going to learn some new techniques, try some new stuff, and hang out with me and a bunch of other creative people for a couple hours on Saturday. It's going to be really nice. So if you want to do that, you have until next Wednesday to sign up, and then the offer goes away. And I'm going to be announcing each of these workshops next year. So if you want to not get a discount, but you want to just sign up for them as they pop up, by all means, you can do that. They will be announced next year. So, and lifelong access, yes, they're all going to be recorded, and you can come and watch them whenever you want to. If you want to rewatch them and do them again, as a lot of people do. So this is a new thing for us. We've done a lot of workshops before. I think we've done 50 workshops so far, so we're pretty good at doing them. But this is the first time we're doing 6 that I'm teaching all of them. So yes. All right, good. As JJ said, as long as we stay alive in business, as long as we stay alive and in business, both. We have to have both. So yes. All right. Deborah has to go and eat dinner with her family soon, so we should start getting on with this. And we are ready to go, I think. That's all we need. So have you got your list ready? Are you thinking about it? Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little thing to represent the thing. And then I'm going to take my pen and ink, and I'm going to just write a little title for it. And then I'm probably going to color it in. Maybe I'll color in all of them after I've done them and they've all dried. Maybe I'll do the writing last, because this ink takes the longest to dry. So I'm going to do some drawings, then I'm going to color them in, and then I'm going to write them. Okay? So, for instance, the very first thing that I am always grateful for is JJ. So I'm going to draw JJ, not with his pen though. I'm going to draw JJ, and draw her with kind of, I think I'm going to give her glasses this time. What is up with these pens? I'm not grateful for the way these pens are behaving. I think I may have to suck it up and do it anyway with this slightly unhappy pen. I'm not sure that she's going to be that excited about how I drew her. She's not going to be that grateful for my drawing, but, you know, that's what you get. That's what you get for not being here today. You can't complain live, but I know that that's her, and I know that I'm grateful for her.
Do you want me to get you a different pen?
You know what? Can you open that? See, there's that right there.
This?
That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Are you here? Hold on. There she is. There she is. There she is with her. Show your turkey trot. There she goes. All right, be gone. Yeah, so this is, let's go back. This is her, looking disheveled because she just came back from her turkey trot. This pen is so much better, thank you. That makes a big difference. All right, so that's JJ. That's one of my thing I'm most grateful for. And then next I got to do the other parts of our family, which is Twiglet and Clover. Which is which? This one will be Clover, and this one will be Twiggy Beef. All right. Then I want to mention my son Jack and his fiancée. Let me see how I can mangle him a bit. He has glasses too. He usually has some kind of beard thing. And Amanda has kind of her eyebrows. And what is her hair like? Her hair is sort of, it's dark, but it is, I'm just trying to think if it's, yeah, she has like a center part. So these drawings can be this quick, obviously. You know, they're just like little reminder indications, so that when you have the whole page filled, you know, it shows you how rich you are with good fortune. All right, so the next thing I'm thinking about is my health. I feel healthy. I just passed 7 years since I had my cancer treatments, and I've been clean ever since, so that is nice. So what should I do? I guess I could, how do I represent feeling healthy? Because I also want to do exercise, but maybe I'll combine the two. I think I'll do here, maybe I'll just draw my body, and I'll just sort of show, you know, my incredible peak physical condition that I'm in. You know, turkey trot and all. I think for modesty's sake, I'm going to be wearing a pair of shorts. I'm going to show my rippling six-pack. And that's pretty obviously me, right? Me looking super healthy. Absolutely. Sure why my hands are up in the air like that. It was supposed to be like triumph, look of triumph, but no. Yeah, I don't want to cram this page too much. So I think I'm also going to do something that says like I'm healthy, but also I am, you know, being physically fit. So I think maybe I'll draw like a set of dumbbells for exercise. Maybe I'll draw my trainer. Who helps me to get into peak physical condition. She's sort of, her name is Jen as well. So yes, so she's another thing who I'm grateful for. Okay, what else? Books. I've read an awful lot of books this year, and I think I'm going to do a stack of books. Read so many good books this year. And I should probably write an essay sometime about what books I've been reading this year, just because I'm glad to recommend stuff. Oops, this is right behind my head. And I think I'm going to put my Kindle on the top of this pile because honestly, most of these books that I read on the Kindle. So there's a Kindle sitting on top of a stack of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means I probably can fit 7 in a row and do 3 rows. So that'll kind of cover my 21 that I want to do. What else? I'm grateful for, I think I'll do it down here. I'm grateful for my house. You know, we love our house a lot. We've been here now for 5 years. We have pear trees in front of it. We've been doing a lot of work on our house this year. And that is nice. It is, we had it painted. We did some new stuff in the garden. And in fact, right now we're right in there. And here's the front door. Here's some other stuff. Here's the garage. And what else? We have another tree over here. We have another tree over here. We have our fence here. More trees. So yeah, so it's nice. So I'm grateful for that. And here's like the driveway. It comes like that. And there's this, and here's the kind of walkway that goes to the front door. And there's the bit of the front yard. And like that. So that's our house. So I'm grateful for our house. And it's also, I'm grateful that it's taking up this chunk of the real estate because I do want to, you can't really see it there, but I do want to do something here and fill this in. So, all right. Now, what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to draw some roses because that is something that I'm very grateful for. Our garden and our roses in particular are just doing beautifully this year. We have, I don't know, we have like 20 maybe rose bushes now. And they're just lots of different colors and this will look nice. A nicer drawing, I think, once I put in some color here. Roses. Yes. Okay, that represents roses. What else? Let's talk about art supplies. So I'm grateful for, certainly grateful for these, for my tempera sticks. So I definitely want to include those. Put a few of them in here. They're something I started using last year, but I've been using them more and more, and I love them, as you know. So there's that. What else? I would say my technical markers, like this one that I'm drawing with now, and also I would say my brush pen. Love my brush pen. And, you know, I'd say let's put in a little box of colored pencils. And let's put in some bottles of ink. And let's put the whole thing sitting on top of Sketchbook. So yeah, so of course I'm grateful for all of the fun that I have with my art supplies and with you. So what else? I'm thinking, another thing that I like a lot, that I'm grateful for, and I use all the time. I don't talk about it that much on Draw With Me anymore, but it is Procreate. So I'm going to draw my iPad. My iPad has like a little stand like that. And then here's Procreate, kind of the interface, like that. And then there's the Apple Pencil here. I'm just really grateful for that. It's like something I use all the time. I use it for ideas. I use it for self-expression. I use it for new discoveries. It is just a fantastic tool. And that is my representation of Procreate. Yeah. If you've never used Procreate, it is worth, it was $10 when I got it. I don't think it's that much more now, but it's a lot of fun. What else? I would say, what I am especially grateful for? Spell check. Taking on my phone. It kind of like underlines your words. I'm going to make this like an old school phone so that it's clearly what it is. You can't even really draw phones anymore. It's just drawing a rectangle. It's not that exciting, but you'll give it a bit of a shadow. So I'm grateful for spell check. Why not? What else? I'm grateful for Draw With Me. I'm grateful that I get to hang out with you guys every week. And I'm going to draw a little computer here. And I think I will see if I can draw the YouTube interface. Something like that. And then there's kind of like that little me icon that I put on every week. Yeah, so that's Draw With Me. What else? I would also have to say I'm grateful for YouTube. I really am. YouTube is, it's how I got to meet you and spend time with you. But also, I go on YouTube every day. I learn so much stuff from there. I meet other artists. It is an incredible resource, and I just find it so much more positive than a lot of other social media things. And also YouTube is kind of where we run a a large part of our business now. And YouTube we're getting close to 500,000 viewers. I think we need like 20,000 more people. Be nice to get that by the end of the year. And so then we'll be at 500,000 viewers. So we put a lot of time and effort into YouTube. So I like that a lot. What else? This year has been unusual, but we have had quite a lot of rain here in Phoenix. This is obviously a desert, but we've had quite a lot of rain. And so I think that it would be nice to be grateful to the rain gods. All those rain dances have been paying off. And that's part of the reason why our roses are looking so good, is because of all the rain that we've had. So definitely want to include that in my gratitude. Okay, what else? Well, while I'm talking about computer things, let me talk about my essays, which I just moved to a new platform, and that is Substack. So I think I'm going to say that I'm grateful for Substack. Let me just see if I can remember what their logo looks like. I have to look it up. Yeah, so Substack has a logo that looks like this, 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 and then this. And that's again another. It's kind of sad that I'm grateful for so much computer stuff, but I am. I mean, that's the world that I live in. That's the world we all live in now. So, the Substack has been really important to me as a place to share my work, to meet other artists, to just, to exist. It's like a virtual space. All right. What I also really liked this year was Inktober. Inktober was something that I had never really done before, and it meant a huge amount to me because I did it every single day for 31 days. Maybe you join me in doing it. And it was just a really interesting creative experience. I mean, I spent a lot of time on it. Let me see, what should I do? I will draw. Trying to remember what drawing I want to do. I did kind of a weird one of a guy who was talking on the phone while driving a car. No, he was drinking a beer actually, and he had like face tattoos, and the prompt was reckless, and that was one of my favorites that I did. He had like a gun sitting next to him on the seat, and that was kind of crazy. So and then it was, of course, I'm going to draw a bottle of ink that I had there, and I had pens. It was all ink. So that was Inktober. Just ink. Ink wash. I had a brush as well. So that was Inktober. What else? I have a lot of new friends that I made this year. I have some friends who I met through, and I'm talking about people who I know in person. So not just online people, but people who I met and hang out with in the real world. And we've formed an artist kind of collective, and we're getting together on a regular basis to make art together, and it's just really nice. So I've been here for 5 years, and finally we're trying to make some new friends. I mean, we have friends here, but it feels like this year has been kind of a breakthrough in that regard for me, at least. So new friends is definitely part of it. Whatever, I would say Mexico City. Mexico City was another really fun, interesting experience for us. And let me see if I can draw the Mexican flag without insulting anybody. sort of what it looks like. Is it red, white, and green? I think that's how it goes. It is side to side, right? Ugh, I have to check. Because now I feel like, did I screw up the Mexican flag? That would be bad. Mexico. Yes, it is. So it's green, white, and red. Okay, I'm good. What else? And I would say I'm going to write things I'm grateful for here. And then I'm going to draw here. I'm going to draw my new book. Because that just came out. That just happened. So lucky that I get to do that. So that's definitely a thing. Okay, so now I've got a full page. There we go. Let's get rid of this. Got a full page of gratitude. That's pretty nice. So yes, let's just have a look. Draw a skateboard. Well, I'm not really grateful for skateboards. I've never been on one. I'm grateful that I've never been on one. Never like broken my neck with it. So I'm afraid not. Did I already draw a turkey dinner? No, I have yet to even eat a turkey dinner, let alone draw it. So no, I haven't done that. Cheryl liked my museum walkthrough. Thank you. Yes, that was a lot of fun. We had a great time there. So good. Let's jazz this up a bit. What do you say? Let's jazz it up. So I'm thinking, should I... I think I'll watercolor it. I was gonna pull out the stuff that I said I was grateful for, my temper sticks, but this I think it's a little too detailed for that. So I'm going to get the old watercolor set out here and see what damage I can do with this. You know, I haven't really gotten to do watercolors at my desk here since I came back from Mexico City. I was making so much art last month with Inktober. I mean, I was spending 2 hours a day doing Inktober stuff. So it was a lot, and I think I just needed a break from it. So then I did stuff when I was in Mexico City as well. So there's just a lot of art making going on, but I haven't really sat down at my desk to do watercolors. Finding that painting pug faces with purple works. They're not purple, of course, but when you paint them black, they kind of lose all their personality. So purple indicates that it's dark, but it also just makes it nice and colorful. I realize that this is very, very reflective right now. So, sorry about that. It'll dry in a second. Let me just back off maybe a bit. Jack and Amanda are in Big Sur this weekend for they go camping on Thanksgiving with Amanda's family. We went last year, but we didn't actually go camping. Camping is just so kind of not our thing, but they go camping and they do extreme things with turkeys. I think I'm going to come back and do some colored pencil after I let this dry. And the final step will be to write down what each of these things is. Do a little lettering underneath it. Right, books. So, Thanksgiving is mercifully one day. And then we spend a day or so recovering from the excesses of Thanksgiving. And then I guess we plunge into the rest of the holiday season. And that will take us through to New Year's. And then, nice as the holiday season is, I really like New Year's because A, it's over, and B, it's just like a beginning, it's a fresh beginning. So, sometimes I make resolutions. I make a lot of resolutions in general, so I don't feel like a desperate need to do a New Year's resolution, but New Year's is just a nice time to start thinking, just to stop and just look at your life and just say, am I doing the things I want to do with my time? Are the things I'd like to achieve? New things I'd like to try out? And so it's sort of a dividing line in one's life. So I like that. I like taking stock and deciding if I want to go in some new direction, do some new things. So I kind of like that time of year for that reason. Let's put in a blue one too. Why not? Don't have any blue roses, but maybe next year. Watercolors, I'm being kind of hesitant about them, so they're looking a little flat and they need to be brightened up quite a bit. But that's why it's nice to go back and do a second coat. All right, let's get into this. This will be fun because so we just had our house painted white, which is really nice. It's very nice and clean, and our roof is kind of dark. Our garage doors, wood. And this is sort of our driveway thing. It's sandy colored gravel. think I've drawn this house probably 10 times, and it's always kind of different. But it is good to have a sort of a shorthand way of doing something like your house. All right, let's move on to art supplies. Colored pencils are different colors, but the pencils themselves are one color. The outside of the color. Does that make any sense what I just said? The colored pencils, the leads, the colors that they produce are lots of different colors. But the colors themselves, the pencils themselves, sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at once, are all one color. So anyway, not that that matters. I didn't need to explain that. While I'm down here, what color should this umbrella be? Maybe it should be a red. No, I just did a red thing next to it. Should it be? I'll make it a green umbrella. Maybe I'll draw a little flower here that is happy in the rain. Let's see, YouTube. Now YouTube is also red, so I'll make it a different kind of red. This will hopefully get lighter when it dries. What do I do here with this? I guess I'll make my phone orange. And then I'll make sort of like the blue lines here to indicate that it's doing spell checking. Yeah, I guess so. All right, so this one is going to be all kinds of shades of gray. And man, did you miss color as much as I did during that month? It was a long monochromatic time. These friends of mine don't look very happy. They are happy. It's just the way they're drawn. What cartoon was it where somebody said, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn bad? Okay, I'm going to take a gamble and think that the Mexican flag goes red, white, green, but it's quite possible that it goes green, white, red. So, I don't know. And then my book, which is kind of orangish. All right, so now we've got this whole page done. And I think I have a little bit of time. I have 11 minutes left, so I think it's kind of dry-ish, but I think I can bring in some colored pencils. Jenny, I'm really sorry that I made you look like your hair is completely insane, but so be it. I've made you pull your hair out. You look a little bit like Little Orphan Annie. Jack, I definitely need to spruce him up a bit. Give him a nice orange nose. Amanda needs bright red lipstick. This, I think, is perfect. It looks really healthy. I'll give him just a little bit of tone. Tone him up. Heighten his six-pack. This is actually a very accurate drawing of me working out and being healthy. Less so of my trainer, Jen. Not sure that she would be terribly pleased with this. But that's too bad. I don't like everything she does either. Like making me ache and moan. Okay, this is still a little wet, so I'm not going to carry on with this. Maybe I'll come back to it. Because it's... I want to keep moving. So I'll come back and I'll add this colored pencil maybe later on. We'll see. Because I do want to get into doing some captions for these things. And so should I do it above or below? Maybe I'll just kind of wrap it around. Like this clearly needs to be on top.
putting your sleeve in wet ink?
No?
Sure looks like it.
JJ wants to know if I'm putting my sleeve in wet ink. I'm not. No, my sleeve is good. And in any case, I'm wearing a red shirt and I'm using red ink, so it's all good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw this towel on top. Got a towel thrown down there now. There's my towel. Interesting way I wrote her name. So yeah, it's getting a little asymmetrical here, but that's okay. Because I originally planned to write these underneath each one, but no, I didn't. Leave room for it, so. And let's see, okay, this I'm going to write below. You know, I grew up with my grandparents. My grandmother had just the most amazing garden. And I never really got to do it that much. In New York, we had kind of a patio where we could do some gardening, but not really. And it's been so nice to have the ability to grow cactuses, flowers, trees, fruit. It's amazing. Let's say Procreate Pro. See, I'm getting a little bits of schmutz here and there from this towel, but that's kind of the price you pay for working while things are still wet. By Draw With Me, I also mean, of course, our membership, because it's so much fun to hang out with a group on Wednesdays. We almost have 500 members now, which is pretty good, I would say. I'm going to write YouTube, even though I've already written YouTube, so that's a bit silly, but. And should I write monsoon? I think I'll write monsoon. Even though some of the rain we've had, I don't know if it technically qualifies as monsoon, but as opposed to just plain old rain. Substack. New book. Here I'm going to write things. And I hope you're not insulted if I call a person a thing. Things I am grateful for. All right, let's see. I'm going to say Mexico City. Or maybe I'll say Mexico City trip. I mean, I'm sort of grateful for Mexico City, but I'm more grateful for the trip we took. And here I'm going to write new friends. New pals. And finally, I'm going to write Inktober. Finally. This is really juicy and wet. And it's been an hour. We're done. Whew. I did it. By Jiminy, I did it. All right. All right, good. I'm just looking and seeing if there's anything. JJ, is there anything that I've missed that I should be talking about? Well, this is this page. I could probably fill several other pages with things I'm grateful for, but I wanted to try and fit these 20 into one single page. Somehow, miraculously, I did. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me. You know, JJ isn't even here, so we don't need, there we go. So, I hope that you will join and become a member of this and hang out with us on Wednesdays. It's really fun to do. And you get a special emojis and all those other things that it costs really very little. It's just a way of supporting what we do and showing that you like it. I would love to see what you're grateful for. If you'd like to share it, please post it on Facebook, on Instagram, here on YouTube, or in the schoolyard if you're a member, and tag it, hashtag SBS Draw With Me, so we can find it. SBS stands for Sketchbook School. That way we can track it down, and next week we can show all the different things that all the different people are grateful for. Danny'sEssays.com, I write an essay every week. My book is actually based on essays from my essays, so you could buy the book. But go to Danny'sEssays.com, sign up, it's free, and I send it out every Friday. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so that way you'll be notified when we meet again, which we will next Thursday and just about every Thursday to hang out, to draw, and to do cool stuff. Thank you for being here today. And yes, I am racing to get through this, but we did it. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you again real soon. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. I forgot.